and I love to be selling. Come on in, sellers. Let's talk. And first of all, just post below. Let me know that you can hear me. Let me know how your weather is, how everything's going, so that way I know you can hear me, okay? Right now here in New York City, it is raining. It just started to rain, and it has been hot, 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 hot. So what we'll do is we'll find out whether this rain is going to help us break up some of this heat, because it has just been really, really hot. I'm looking forward to the fall weather, because that really hasn't started here at all. But let me know how you're doing. Great to see everybody. How are you? How are you? How are you? But I wanted to talk about, and I titled this, Don't Let This Stop You. Hey, everybody. So let me just see how we're checking with everybody. Hey, Brenda. How are you? Karen, hot in Ohio, too. I hear you. Hi, Sheila. Good to see you. Good. Now we know where to go for the good weather. Hey, Joan. How are you? Hot is. Good to see everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. Hi, Mary Jo. How are you? Hey, Duncan. How are you? Good, 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 good. So say this, and I'm trying to think the best way to say this, which is to not let this stop you. And this actually happened to me this morning, so I'm going to be totally honest. I woke up this morning and I was a little down. And I know most of you know me pretty well that watch me, is I'm a pretty upbeat person. Comment on that. They're like, oh, I love watching you because you take such a positive attitude. And I do that on purpose. I am a positive person. Also set my mindset to be a positive person. Even when I'm dealing with things that are really challenging. Okay. And focus on, what can I do? I'm a very proactive person. I can verge on being impatient, so I got to watch out for that for myself, because I am very much a doer. The asset of being a doer is you get stuff done. The downside to being a doer is that you can be an impatient person. So I know that I have to like chill and calm down. So this is it. I woke up this morning. I was like, I was not in a great mood. It was like, maybe it was the heat. I don't know. I have a really nice trip coming up. I'm going to go see a lot of sellers in Massachusetts, which I'm looking forward to. I'm also going to get some time with my sister, because family time for me is very important. Then I'm going to go to a church function, and I'm a faith woman, and so that's very important. So these are all things to look forward to, right? I'm going to see sellers. I'm going to see my sister. I'm going to hang out with church friends. But I woke up this morning, it was just like, I felt like, those days where you just feel like you're pushing a boulder uphill. And I've gone through seasons in my life, like when my mom was sick, where every day was like pushing a boulder uphill, just because there was a lot of difficult decisions being made. And I was shouldering a lot of responsibilities and taking care of my mom and helping to take care of things in her home. At the same time, showing up as a great wife and mother. It was just a lot of stuff going on. Anyway, so, and that's not going on right now. I'm in a period of my life where I just don't have a lot of that stuff going on. So anyway, I woke up and it was just like a spirit of dread on me. Like I was just like, oh, I don't want to do anything. And I realized it was because on my desk, literally had like 5 or 6 page to-do list. I mean, a monstrous to-do list for today, with things that I wanted to get done and things that I needed to get done in order to be prepared to leave for town tomorrow. As much as I enjoy traveling, when I do go out of town for 2 or 3 days, there's a lot I got to get done in order to free up that time to go out of town. And it was just like, ugh. So, and this is what I wanted to share with you. So when you wake up, or if you have a period of your day and just it's like, oh gosh, I just don't want to do this, is you got to stop. Now, first of all, if it's day in and day out and you're feeling that way, you might want to speak to a counselor. You might want to speak to your doctor. I actually know that I went through a period where I was just not feeling myself, and it was going on for weeks. So and there wasn't really anything going to make me feel that way. So I went to my doctor, and it turned out my thyroid was off. So just with a little bit of thyroid medication, literally within 3 to 4 days, I felt back to myself. I was like, yay. So sometimes it can be something as simple as that. But this was like, everything's been going along smooth. And then all of a sudden I woke up today and I knew what it was. I knew it was my to-do list. I was being terrorized by my to-do list, that I had this humongous list and it was just like, ugh. And what happens to me is when I feel overwhelmed like that, I don't get anything done. I just get overwhelmed and I get scattered. I do like a little bit here and I do a little bit there and I don't follow through. So this is what I want to share with you. So I'll catch myself doing that. It's like, okay, I'm feeling overwhelmed. I'm feeling depressed. I know what it is. It's not my thyroid. It's not, a life circumstance with a family member. It's this to-do list that I've got. So what do you do? So for me this is what works, is one is to stop. Now what it may be is you're being a tyrant, is you're just expecting way too much of yourself. So you need to look at the list and just chop it in half. It's like, Kathy, you're being crazy. Your list is way too long. This is insane. There's no way you're going to get this done in 8 hours. You need to chill and you need to figure out what is really important, what really has to be done, and prioritize, 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you do the top 3 things on your list, yay. And then the other stuff can get booted to the next day or later on. It's also learning to say no. And I know a lot of us have a hard time with that, but you got to say no. I cannot do everything. I cannot be everywhere for everybody. I cannot do everything for everybody. I pretty much always have a pile of things that need to be listed. I don't think I've ever had everything listed. I do try to keep my unlisted pile down, like it's below, I think it's below 30. It might be around 30, 40 things right now. I truly, if it gets to a certain level, I really try to put a halt to shopping unless it's like a really crazy good wholesale deal. It's like, I really will keep it to a minimum, like only stuff that has really crazy huge margins, because I don't want my house to get taken over by all my unlisted inventory. So I really will try to keep it down. The other thing to realize that when you have a lot of unlisted inventory, you're literally looking at cash. So if it's not listed, that's cash that I'm not making. So I do want to get it listed. So back to my priorities, is my number one priority I'll look at. One for me is I always start my day in prayer. That's something that I need to do. And then the next thing is, what's going to make me money? Because oftentimes we'll get distracted, we'll get busy on Facebook, and we're not learning anything about our eBay business. We're like watching our friends, and we're looking at videos, and we're playing games, and maybe for you it's Twitter, and maybe for you it's Pinterest. We've all got different social media little holes that we go down. So honestly, if you do that, and I do, Facebook is mine, is you need to get a clock, okay? Or you need to set a timer. Computers have timers on them. Your phones have timers on them. And do it. If Facebook is a treat for you, or Twitter or Pinterest, look at your clock, look at what time it is, say, okay, I'm going to go on and I'm going to play and I'm going to look at friends' posts and I'm going to look at funny videos for 5 minutes, and then I'm getting off. And that's it. And you got to stick by it. And the other thing I'll do is, because I do like to watch little funny videos, and I'll do it on YouTube too, is do it as a treat. Okay, so if I get up 5 listings or 10 listings, or if I photograph enough photographs for 10 listings or whatever amount it is, and I get 5 minutes and I get to play on Facebook, or I get to play on YouTube, or whatever it is. But you've always got to start with, what is going to make me? You're running a business. I'm running a business. The reason I'm selling on eBay, and if for you it's purely social, that's great. Then your goal might want to get up 2 listings and have fun. I want to go visit my Facebook friends, my Twitter friends, and that's great. But for those of us that are running a business, I've got bills that need paid by my eBay business. I have bills that need to get paid by my Poshmark business, or my Etsy business, or my Amazon business. That's where your focus needs to be. So if your main income is eBay, what do I do today for my eBay business to move it forward, or Etsy or Amazon or Poshmark? Listing is always at the top of the list. Now, what may work for you, this works for me, is I'll do a batch of pictures. So I may have like an hour and a half, or 2 hours and take pictures. Good. And then later in the week, and I'm going to look at my schedule, you know, is it going to be Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday? When am I going to start listing? So if I do a batch of pictures on Saturday, Monday's usually not a good day for me to start listing because it's mail day. It's like you just got to get the weekend mail out. So maybe Tuesday, and look at your schedule. How many listings a day is realistic to get up? Is it 5? Is it 10? Is it 15? If it's 20? Some of us have VAs, you know, so you're handing off tasks to your VAs, which is a virtual assistant that you pay to help you with your work. Get the listings up. That whole thing, if it's not listed, it can't sell. And that's true no matter where you're selling, okay? So always is, where is the money coming from? And then doing the work to generate the cash. That's listing, and then that's packing and shipping on. Because no matter where you're selling, part of your seller reputation, your feedback, whatever, is how fast you are shipping. Which, by the way, your seller reputation, for instance, on eBay, but it's certainly true on the other sites too, is going to be helping you in search, because all of that is part of the factor of search. It goes to relevancy and trust, okay? The next thing after I look at my huge to-do list is, okay, I need to get some kind of listing, or I need to be taking pictures, or need to be doing something. I may be tweaking. I just sold something yesterday. I think 2 of the things I sold yesterday were items I revised because they've been up for so long. So I went in, I looked at the pictures. Pictures were okay. I did improve the title. I put better keywords in for the title. Item description, item specifics. This was eBay listings. There were a ton more item specifics than when I listed it, you know, 6 months ago, whatever. I added them. I changed around the description a little bit, and I revised. 2 of them sold the other day, and it was items that I had revised about a week ago, okay? So revision time is also important time. What I try to do is about for every 3 or 4 new listings to go back and revise at least 1 old listing, okay? It's important. It helps the item to get found in search, okay? Again, what brings you money? And keep the attention on that. It might be sourcing. You might not have a lot of stuff to list right now. So then for you, sourcing is important, to find good inventory sources, okay? Most of us have an abundance of inventory. So that's not such an issue. But if it is for you, then look at where can you shop in your area. And I encourage you, go into stores that you never would have thought of. Go into hardware stores. Go into drugstores. Go into all different kinds of stores, because you'll be surprised what sells on eBay and Poshmark and Etsy and other sites. So don't overlook. Don't just be hitting clothing and retail stores. Go to the sporting goods stores. Go to fishing tackle stores. Go to backpacking stores. Go to every kind of store you can think of. If it's in your route, go in. Look at the item and look it up. Okay, so if you need new inventory, don't look sources, because you'd be surprised what sells. Okay, the next thing, what brings me money? Social media, because it's going to help you to get found in Google search. Google likes social media. Did you know that? It does. It likes it very, very much because it's social content. Now, the thing that most sellers do is oftentimes you will, and again, it's about our schedules. So just like listing, and most of you know that listen to me for eBay, but this is also true on platforms, is that regular listing helps you. It helps the search spiders because they're constantly indexing your listings. So your listings is you're feeding those search spiders. You know, eBay knows you're alive, Etsy knows you're alive, Poshmark knows you're alive. That's why regular listing can help. It is the same way. If you post on Facebook for your business page, not your personal page. A week, Facebook thinks you're dead. They just think you're not interested. They're not interested in you. Your posts are going to get a hard time, even if you have a lot of followers, to get any kind of reach. So I encourage you with a Facebook business page is you want to post at least once a day. And it does not need to be a product, okay? It could be your coffee cup with your morning coffee. It can be your lunch. It can be your cute dog or cat, okay? It could be a picture of your packages going out once a day. It's just like exercise. You're far better to be doing, that 15, 20 minutes of walking every day than to go to the gym once a week and kill yourself, and then you can't walk for 3 or 4 days, okay? So whatever that monster to-do list, and this is what I did with mine today, is, okay, just Catherine, focus. What really has to be done? I still have 3 things left on my list. And prioritize it. Do what is most important first. Know what your distractions are, because you're losing time from your business. Again, if your hobby, and this is just social fun and games, which is great, I think that's wonderful, then you don't have those issues. Then you can spend all day on Facebook or Twitter or Pinterest or whatever, wherever you like to play. But for those of us running a business, if I am constantly getting sidetracked on Facebook or constantly getting sidetracked by my emails or my texting or whatever it is, you've got to figure out a way to put boundaries on it, okay? Which is turn the phone off if people are constantly texting you. Facebook, get off. Shut the window off. Turn the notifications off. Did you know you can do that? You can. You can turn notifications off in groups, and you can turn notifications off so you don't get pinged constantly, okay? Is you set the boundaries. It's your business. If your items are not listed, you are losing cash. If you don't post regularly on social media, your items are losing searchability, and you want them to have the searchability. You want Facebook to be pushing your items out, and it won't if you're only posting once or twice a week. Okay? Same thing with Pinterest, same thing with Twitter. Those are my tips for you. Okay? And I'm saying it to myself too. So what are my priorities? And then also having fun with it. It's not like, oh, because I catch myself sometimes doing that too. It's like it becomes a big struggle. Have fun with it. Take a break for 10 minutes. I've done this. I go into the living room. This is my office. I go into the living room. I put on some good music and I dance for 10 minutes, right? Or I go out for a walk. It's like, you know what? I need to walk away from all of this for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes when it's not 90 degrees and like really gross weather out. And I just go out and I go walk for, half a dozen blocks. And I have a favorite coffee shop, not Starbucks, a little local bistro, which is right down the block from me. And I'll go down and I'll get my favorite decaf. They make super yummy decaf. I'll grab that and I'll sip that for maybe 5 or 10 minutes and, watch people pass by, and then I go back to work. So, put those little treats in there too. But if half my day is involved in getting treats and I'm not getting my listings up and I'm not packing on time and I'm not shipping on time and I'm not posting on social media on time, I'm hurting my business and I'm hurting my cash flow. And I need a certain amount of cash flow and I need a certain amount of sales because I'm running a business. And I just want to encourage you with that. So don't let crazy, I'm going to pull out my props again, crazy to-do lists be a tyrant over you. You control your list, but you've got to set the priorities and then you got to stick to it and find ways to make it fun and entertaining, and be sure to give yourself treats and be sure to give yourself breaks. But again, within limits, because you are running a business. Let me just see how everybody's doing. EPN, Facebook, Pinterest works for me. Okay, good thought. What do you do when you just can't think of other words for your listing? I do, because talking about for keywords, what I'll do is I will look at solds and I'll see what other people have. And the other thing is you can Google whatever it is. So let's say it's a woman's turtleneck. I'll just Google woman's turtleneck, or I'll hop over to a Macy's or a Nordstrom's and I'll see what kind of keywords they're using. But first I start with sold listings, and then I'll take a look at big brick and mortars and see what kind of keywords they're using. Pam saying, I hear you on. Yeah. And you figure out, whatever it is that you don't like about listing, is it taking the pictures? Is it writing the descriptions? Whatever part, because some parts, we love and some parts we hate, is figure out a way to make that part, like maybe you really have a hard time taking pictures, play music. I do. I think it's like, let's boogie and take pictures, but make it more fun because you control your workflow. You control your business. Hey, Marilyn. Oh, you're welcome, Sharon. Good to see you. So that's what I want to say is I do to-do lists because if I don't, I honestly forget what I'm supposed to do sometimes. Or I go, gosh, did I do that? And if I have the list, then I know. I have a paper to-do list, and I also keep a master electronic list. It just helps me. But do what works for you. Set the priorities. What makes you money? It's either going to be the sourcing, the listing, social media, and then do it regularly. Obviously, I need to source regularly. Some of us need to source a little less regularly. List regularly and figure out how to get yourself to do that, whatever little treats you need to do that. Packing and shipping, if that's a stumbling block for you, maybe you need to reorganize your shipping area. And social media done regularly. 15 posts in one day and then nothing for 6 days is not regular, okay? Done regularly, because then social media will love your posts more, okay? Good to see everybody. I'm Kathy, and I love to be selling. Bye-bye.